Our first presenter of the evening claims that it's 6 in the morning for them and they wouldn't be able to do SGDC because of that. Yet they're in the fucking chat. What's up with that? Our first presenter is Lucas! The thunder from down under.
I am this past homie that was in the house for most of last year. I'm pre-recording this because SGDC starts at 6 AM for me, but there is a chance I might still be in the Twitch chat to answer questions during SGDC. So just as a refresher, and for anyone that does not know about this project, this is one of the games being published by the house called Bottled Sky. It's about flying around in space with very cartoony and exaggerated physics. So you get to do stuff like this. This is the main mechanic here, drilling into asteroids, fighting enemies with the very same drill, like this, and doing backflips, launching enemies and asteroids into enemies. I get to do that. I missed. That's fine. So yeah, there's lots of exploring in action for the past month or so I've been working on some music to accommodate the more action heavy segments planned for the future of the game. I wanted to make some intense battle music for a potential boss fight, and I'm now ready to show a decent draft of what it might sound like. So without further ado, let me just bring that up. Here it is. Yeah, so I'm probably going to have the song loop at about there, and then it'll take you back to around here, just skipping the intro. So if you're curious about my writing process, I'm also in the middle of making a video that I'll post to YouTube, and after uploading it, I will put a link in the showcase channel on the Spelkollektivet Discord. And yeah, thanks for listening. All right, see ya.
Damn! That's a second game I will not turn off the music for in my life. Yeah, if you have questions, write to Lucas on Discord or in the general chat. I don't know, whatever he wrote at the end. Next up is Natasha. Oh. See it?
Come behind the computer here. Oh. Well.
Open power.
Huh?
Is it your PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah.
Alright. So I recommend you try to export it as a PDF instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll grab someone else.
I can agree with someone else's phone.
Yeah, we'll grab someone else in between. Meanwhile, you're not Hjalte.
I'm not.
You're Hjalte. You're the one presenting. Alright.
Let's see. Okay, so I did a game jam. Specifically this jam with a few people in the house. Shout out Shu and Florian. And Shu actually inspired me to have goals in life, so I decided to have those. The main one for me for this jam was to just learn to draw, so I wanted to try to draw stuff. And then also secondary goal was to do some cool shit with text, because I like dialogue in games, but I hate dialogue options. And then sort of a tertiary thing was to use Godot, but at this point there was kind of a lot of new stuff, so I decided to use Unity. And it was a 14-day jam, so actually we had a lot of time to kind of do this. Unfortunately though, I spent most of my time fucking around. So it sort of went like this. The first couple days was just like Glenn's PC not working, and then as soon as I fixed that, my PC broke. And then I was like, well, okay, it's fine, I have a laptop. But then that broke. And then eventually I fixed it, so I was like, okay, it's fine, that's fine. We're just gonna do the jam on a laptop, and it's fine. And then I opened Unity on the laptop. And I was like, fuck. So, we're back to using Godot. Anyway, I should probably get started. But really, my process was very weird in this jam, I guess because I'm not so comfortable drawing. But I would just draw weird shit in my notebook all day. And it got weird. But and then I tried to like write the story, and I'm like, oh god, how do you write stories? I don't know. And mostly I was just like thinking about the game and not really doing anything, just kind of hanging out in the shower, being on the toilet and whatnot. And then eventually I sort of realized that I had spent the majority of the time already, and I hadn't really done anything. So I basically turned this 14-day jam into a normal jam. So it was time to make the game. So I took the sketches that I disliked the least, and I sort of magic of Photoshop traced them out and filled them in, and figured it kind of made for a nice little sort of sketchbooky style. So I put that into Godot and did a little mock-up. And the idea is sort of that as the text goes on, you kind of get facts and thoughts about the situation on the left, and then you can ask or think about anything at any time. You can ask anyone about anything. And if you have something with an address, you can go there as well. So I took that a little bit further, and then, yeah, I think we should just play the game. Yeah, so it's called My Friend in the Lake, because that's your friend in the lake there. Yeah, so it starts off with some text, and then it's sort of like you get items as they're mentioned in the text, and like later, if we go to this bar where we were supposed to go, we'll go to this neighborhood, and yeah, bone-chilling cold hits you, and then you get a little thought that's like, oh, it's cold. So yeah, I don't know. It's, for me, it did all the things I wanted to do, even though I think the story ended up being ending very abruptly. I think the system is pretty cool. I think the art is pretty cool for, you know, what I can do. You can kind of, yeah, talk to people about stuff. You know this place? Okay, cool. You know Frank? Okay, cool. Oh shit, he's dead. It's cold. Yep, it's cool. Yeah, and then the game sort of goes on from there. You can get a little job with this guy. I'm just gonna go through it so it don't spoil it. So now we have some drugs, and we can go to the park, and we can meet a sketchy dude, and we can give him some drugs. Yeah, that's basically the game. Any questions? Yeah.
So was this inspired by GTA or Yakuza or something else?
I guess there was a little bit of Yakuza in the previous dude. This actually the bar, the Harukiya, is like from Akira, and then this dude was kind of inspired by Yakuza stuff. But yeah, I think mostly it was inspired by sort of point and click games, kind of. It's kind of that idea, but just in a dialogue form. Yes?
Are you gonna finish the game or continue with it?
I mean, it's sort of finished. I like it. I kind of want to make a game like this, but it might take a very different shape, and I don't know when that would be, but theoretically. Yeah.
Are the wobbling assets a shader, or did you draw everything twice?
I drew everything twice. It's pretty easy. Okay, thank you.
Are you ready or no?
No, one more.
Not yet. Okay. Then it's Leene.
Hello, so I haven't shown anything for a while. This is because I'm doing so many things and it feels like it's so many small things overall. Anyways, I'm Leene, running the studio called Placeholder Gameworks, and I'm gonna show you today a trailer that I made with the help of a lot of people. Yeah, and it's the trailer for Broken Alliance. Finally, we have a trailer for it. It's about time, to be honest. A long time ago, so I will first show the trailer, but world premiere. Yes. Wait. One moment. Yes. There we go. Oh. There we go.
The world of Ale has always been known for its beauty. Its people gathered into 4 factions, lived in peace and harmony. Their days were full of simple, mundane pleasures. But such things cannot last. And eventually, each faction has to face the looming cataclysm. Unless you find a way to leave the path of chaos.
So what goes into making a trailer like this? This was my plan. So firstly, make a plan. Then I made this plan. Then give ideas and talk to writers to get finalized script, because I am not good at verbal communication. You might see that from how I'm talking sometimes. Then third is I asked for sketches from concept artists when we had like the idea from the intro for the intro pictures that we have. Then we put the pixel artist team to work, who was me, Jorge, and Fran. And then we decided to find the voice actors next. We knew a guy already, Jimmy Yamaguchi, who we wanted to have as the main storyteller overall for the game. So we wanted him to also voice it. So we did a live voice acting basically session with the help of Brian, for example, who has done it before, and then also asked Brian for sound effects for the intro. Then it just got to me only. I got everything, the art and stuff. So it was, I just cut together songs that Adam had made. 3 songs are in this trailer cut together, patched up. I hope Adam is not too angry at me. Then made a trailer outline from that, basically. I love to put music down and then montage everything to music. It's very satisfying. Then I recorded gameplay and montaged everything, put effects, text, color grading, logo, screen animation, and then Brian did a sound pass for it as well. But yeah, it's not perfect. There's like many things I see that are off, like we're missing some assets there. The mouse is going to places, but I was like, I cannot ask to just replicate those things and just record it again or something. So mostly I'm very happy with how it ended up. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to do, and basically I can put the sound down and talk over it. So this is just a parallaxed scene with some blur added to it that we already had for the menu. These 2 images now that you see are made for the trailer. They took quite a bit of time as well. Yeah, and we wanted to have like this is like opposites, basically talking about cutesy stuff, but it's all going a bit weird, so I use strong opposites in here. Then show a bit of gameplay, what you can do in the game, some nice stuff, and I only used 1 word, like create build, because there was a lot of voiceover at the same time, so I didn't want to overdo it basically with that. And yeah, and I'm very happy with the logo animation. I did it. Look at it. Gosh. Fancy. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
So, what made you come to the decision that you want to do the opposites in the beginning?
I want to have something very strong anyways. I always want to have some fun with the trailers that I make. For Death and Taxes, for example, I used that was like more like a commercial, very light-hearted, funny. So because I'm used to making very funny trailers and making some people feel as much emotions as possible, but this one is a bit more serious, actual fantasy thing, and I wanted to make it tiny bit funny at least, or like weird, or like get the attention somehow. So it's the main idea of the trailer in here to put like strong contrasts in there and show more contrasty things overall. Yeah. I don't know if it answered. It's just kind of. Any other questions? Yes.
You mentioned that some of the assets, like the art assets you created for the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
do you like intend to use those in the game at all, or were they specifically like only?
Maybe those 2 pictures were mostly for the trailer, but I'm sure we're gonna use them in marketing material, or it can be also like maybe an intro-ish kind of thing if we have time for it, but don't have other usage right now for it. Yes.
Are there any plans for cutscenes in the game? Considering sort of like what you made here.
Yeah, not really. Cutscenes are very expensive. This was already very expensive, so I don't want to. Like, it could be an intro for the game and making some of that. Like in Death and Taxes as well, at first we wanted to have a very big portion of the game, a interactive comic in there as well. But we ended up with only having intro and outro because it's... And art-wise, production time-wise, it took about like 2/3 of all art assets. Only the intro and outro and everything in between took like 1/3 of it the time. So if I would really do it, it would be... Yeah, it would be crazy. It's crazy. I feel like I love animation and I love comics, but I feel like people who are doing animation are crazier than game developers because it just freaking takes so much time, you know.
I might be biased, but I thought the comic piece was the best part of Death and Taxes.
Yes, of course. Okay, thank you.
Alright, you ready now? Yeah. Natasha! Don't fuck it up. No.
Time to fuck it up. Oh, that works. Okay. Hi, I'm Natasha. I'm just going to tell you guys a bit about myself and my background and stuff. That's me, and I'm here. Hi. And this is where I'm from, which is kind of near Chicago. It's like to the west of about 30 minutes from Chicago, and it's like this suburban area about there. And it's in America, because that's where Chicago is. I was like really into all sorts of like video games and anime and like manga and not everything from Japan, but a lot of media from Japan from like a really early age. My mom like got me like Sailor Moon when I was like 6, and I got into it at that point, and by the time I was like 13, then I knew that Japan was a country and continued to develop my interest from there. And I always kind of wanted to be some kind of like comic artist or something, but the thing is, writing is hard, so I spent a really long time trying to learn how to write. And then I finally figured it out, and I made this comic, which is like an Undertale fan comic, which was kind of like the first project I made that I was really proud of, because it was like the first story I wrote that I was really satisfied with. So I was doing that for about the past 7 years, but I'm kind of putting it down now because like the story's too long and the art takes too long to make, and I don't have enough years in my life to finish it. So but that's okay, because I also made a website to host my comic, and then I kind of decided that I like making websites about as much as I like making comics, so I thought maybe I could do like that for a job. And there's like tons of people in game development who also have those side jobs, so I really like making friends with people here and like learning more about that. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. And my goals for kind of the next, I guess, 6 months to a year are to kind of like learn to focus better, because like I am one of those people who like does all the things and can't focus on something. So I'm working on that. And I'd like to continue to learn stuff and make friends and get some kind of job and do a game jam. That's me. Hi.
Just one more slide.
What? Oh. Oh, right. I am like working on a project now, but I will tell you about it next week.
Questions?
What programming language do you use?
Right now, I guess right now I'm using mainly like JavaScript and Python. Yeah.
Can you reveal something about the project?
It's a website.
Nice.
How's it been moving from the US to Sweden?
Oh, I've actually been living in Sweden for about like 9 or 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I quite like living abroad, and I actually do speak Swedish. You can talk to me in Swedish. It's okay.
But you were planning to move back to the US after this? Or maybe? Or
Yeah, I'm not really sure where I plan to move to, but like I want to spend more time here, but I'm going to like take a month off and then probably come back for the summer. That's my plan.
all right. Thank you. All right. Next up is Tomáš. You didn't sign up.
Oh, should I sign up?
Do you want to do it private or on or off stream?
Okay, so hello. This is my more technical presentation about some editor tools I've made for the game I'm working on with Martin. And our game is text-heavy game, and we are using a lot of dialogues and chapter stuff. So it will be really hard to translate and even edit stuff and change things. So I've made few editors. First one is like a chapter editor where you can change, edit words and text itself. If it feels confusing, don't worry, it's working, I think. Next one is database for items where you can add, remove, and change items. That's it. And this is example of how interaction works right now or before, and it's really not that important right now, but I wanted to make some dialogue system or use some dialogue systems from Asset Store, and most of them I found harder to modify, and when I wanted to add some additional logic like statements and loops, then it was not so possible in every asset. So I've made my own system for that, and this is how it looks like, where you can just make some statements and just edit some text and stuff. And this is how you can edit these nodes, and also you can show multiple languages and use auto-translate. This is example how it looks like in a big picture or more complex logic. And yeah, I've been using for translations Google API, but it's not really good for this game, and I'm considering to switching to DeepL, but if you know any better translation software, then feel free to text me. And yeah, some other stuff which is a lot more to explain, but the graph system have save system, and custom scene swapper is not really finished, but yeah, maybe later. So I don't know if you see any difference between those two pictures, but we've been experimenting with normal maps, but for now we are not using them, but it adds more depth to the world and some shader stuff. So when you want to interact with some objects, it will highlight them, and if you change some objects in the scene, then it will like dissolve. But still, this is an experiment. Maybe it will not be in the final build. So, do you have any questions? James.
Why does it say writer's choice in the lower left?
Because I'm not allowed to reveal new name. So.
Isn't it already revealed? No. What?
No.
Oh.
Maybe. Do you?
No. I thought we were like okay.
Okay. Next one.
Hey,
Yes.
Did you use Unity's UI stuff for making the node graph?
Yes, the base is Unity Graph View, and the other visual elements are made through UI Toolkit.
Okay, yeah, because I remember doing something similar and it was a nightmare. Do you have any good resources?
I've used
YouTube videos.
Yeah, it was YouTube videos,
Yeah.
and I've used base from like GitHub. It's called Gorg Graph. I can text you later if you want.
Yeah, I would love it.
Yeah. James.
So does this mean we will have translations for the game?
Probably.
Nice.
Like, yes. Well, I'm trying to implement translations from the start, so it won't be nightmare at the end of the project. So,
Thank you.
Yes. Also, Unity also has localization stuff, and from what we've used, it's very competent. Very well.
Yeah, but sorry, what was the question?
Sorry?
What was the question?
It was not a question. It was like for localization, Unity's default is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Thanks.
Alright. I'm gonna get it's Nicolas. Nicolas. Okay. Next up, Nicolas. Keep speaking Nicolas all the time.
Oh yeah, Nick or Nikos works best. I'm standing by the computer, but I don't actually have a presentation. Hello, I'm Nikos. I've been working in games since 2017. I'll be joining you guys from the beginning of April, I think. I went to TJ, which is a school for becoming a AAA game developer. So I went to programming line, was a AAA programmer for a while, got bored of that, started doing indie stuff with a few friends, two of which will also be joining beginning in April. They'll probably be presenting themselves in a week.
You already live in Beckelson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I live in Beckelson.
Yeah.
Apartments like a few minutes away from here. Yes. As for myself, when it comes to games, I like playing Dota 2 a lot. I have thousands of hours in that game. Otherwise, I like... I have a few favorite games like Tunic and Outer Wilds and Undertale, games that kind of, I don't know, they go meta with it. I like that. Otherwise, I do normal nerdy stuff. I do some long distance jogging very slowly. I'm trying to do a half marathon pretty soon. We'll see how it goes. And I play some squash. That's me.
How are you about getting up at 7 in the morning for running?
Probably, like, I like the idea, but I will want to run at my own pace. And usually I run for like an hour or two.
It's not a problem.
Okay. Yeah. I might be able to. Anything else? Yeah.
how long do you plan on staying, or do you have a set?
Right now, the time span is about 1 year. We'll see how I feel in a year. We're gonna be. Plan right now, I think, is to release the game we've been working on in about 6 months, and then work on a new project for 6 months.
You can pull up the Steam page of the game.
I can do that.
So people get context on who you are.
Yes. I think half of you have already seen me at some point, but the other half hasn't. Hey, this probably can play in the trailers.
Yeah, just play the trailer with no sound. Next screen.
Full screen. Ta-da!
So you're joining here with your team to work on finish this game.
Finish this game. 6 months. How hard can it be? We were actually gearing up to release this game about 2 weeks ago. 1.5 months ago we were gonna release the game 2 weeks ago. But we found this place, so we got a few more months to actually finish the game properly.
More questions? No? Okay. Thank you! Alright. That's it for the on-stream stuff. For you at home, take care. I hope you feel better soon. And Merry Christmas.